Yo, it's good. NBA YouTube, basketball fans. It's your man 100 Grand Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Tonight we gotta applaud Philadelphia 76ers head coach Doc Rivers for pulling a page out of the epic, greatest of all time NBA coach Greg Popovich's page. And he sat Joel Embiid and James Harden for not just a game, a big game. Probably one of the biggest games since the Brooklyn game. And he did it achieving everything he could have hoped for. I'm going to get into that in this video. Smash that like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Let me start off by saying I'm not just speaking out of my behind and what I'm going to talk about in this video. I coached basketball for about 15 years, coached some college level basketball as an assistant coach, worked as a trainer, developing athletes, all this stuff, did camps, all that stuff. Got a degree in kinesiology, athletic training. I have a degree in psychology and all this stuff. At the end of the day, though, I'm a hooper and I love basketball. Been following this thing since maybe kindergarten, right? So over 30 years, I've been watching this thing. And Greg Popovich was probably the first coach that I can remember who would regularly, not once or twice, but regularly throughout the regular season, he would bench his starters, not because they were hurt, not even necessarily because they did something wrong, but he would bench them to play the rest of the guys who are supposed to be the supporting cast, the guys who are supposed to help carry the load, guys who you're depending upon to hit big shots, make right rotations, make the correct plays within the system, and step up when their number is called. And he would play these guys in replacement of their starters. And he would do so not just to any starters. I'm talking about Hall of Famers. I'm talking about potentially top 10 greatest of all time, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. He would bench these guys. And then he would put in these backups. Guys that you didn't even know their name. I mean, I knew the name of the guys. I saw them, the Boris Diaws, right? I saw them, the Matt Bonners, the random guys that would rarely get any minutes. But he would play these guys with the expectation that they would play on a high level and give themselves a chance to win, fully expecting that they would execute the game plan and that they would be able to step into their roles and maximize their abilities to win the game. And many times they did. But what this did is on a psychological level. It's on a psychological level. One of the things that it does is it communicates to the rest of the team that you always have to be ready for your number to be called. That means you always have to be getting your shots up. You always have to be working on your game, getting into the gym, spending time studying your film. It doesn't matter if you're Tim Duncan or the guy at the end of the bench that nobody knows, right? You are expected to be prepared. You are expected to be sharp. You see, you have to understand that this is the NBA. This is the best in the world. By and large, it's not close. All these guys have talent. Elite talent. Talent that if they go other places, they would be the number one scorer on that team. We saw Nick Stauskas lighting up the G League in China, right? You see these guys, they go over there, J.R. Smith, Lance Stevenson, looks like LeBron in China, right? These guys go to other countries and they just look like they're Hall of Famers immediately in one season for that league. But oftentimes, what happens is when they get around other players who are the best of the best, who are the Hall of Famers for the NBA league, the All-Stars, the Superstars, the MVPs. Something happens within the mind that when you see talents this great, you begin to do something that we call deferring. You begin to make that person, that individual, so large in your mind that you stop actually recognizing that you're extremely talented as well. And so you actually begin to play at a lower level next to these superstars because you're deferring and you're not actually maximizing your opportunities and your talent within that space and within your role. And so benching the starters, especially in big games, it communicates that you are supposed to be ready. Not only ready, but that you have the ability, the coach trusts in your ability. Just because it may not be getting called regularly when the Hall of Famer is next to you or the MVP candidate is next to you, Defensive Player of the Year calendar is next to you, player is next to you, right? It doesn't mean that you're not expected to be ready. And what we saw tonight was not just that guys were ready, but it was just who we saw who was ready. Tyrese Maxey. I'm pretty sure I did a video on him already, and if I haven't, God knows I've been thinking about it for the longest. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video on him. But Tyrese Maxey was outright dominant. He was the best player on the court. And he wasn't just the best player on the court for his team. He was the best player on the court going up against the number one team in the East, the Miami Heat, who had all three All-Stars playing. Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. All ready. All playing. All healthy. And you know Miami doesn't play a guy unless they're healthy and ready to go because they have the expectation that you're going to execute and play their style within their culture, which means everything you've got on every play. And yet Tyrese Maxey elevates above them all, making big shot, big play, big shot, big play. When his team wasn't sure what was going to happen next, they were able to look to him. And not just him, but you see Shake Milton ended the game with 25 and 6 with a steal and a block, shooting 50% from the field. Tyrese Maxey, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block. All these guards getting these blocks, shooting 60% from the field, 42%, 43% from three. You see George Niang out of Iowa doing his thing with 15, 4, and 4 with a steal and a block. His unathletic self can't jump but a nickel above the ground, getting a block. He was extremely effective. Tobias Harris, they started 57-year-old Paul Millsap, who gave him 5 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, steal, and a block. These blocks are about effort. They're about timing. They're about focus. They're about execution, being in the right place at the right time, making the right read. Furkan Korkmaz, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. 57% from three, 58% from the field. This move could not have panned out better by Doc Rivers. Because you know what this does? Is this puts the ball in the court of James Harden and Joel Embiid. It says, what are you going to do now? You know your team can beat the best team in the East without you. Are you not going to make sure you're in that much better of shape? Looking at that much more film? Executing, going that much harder, knowing that they can sub you out, sub in one of these guys and still have a chance to win? That Tyrese Maxey might be a bigger star than James Harden right now in this 2021-22 NBA season? Doc Rivers, this was excellent. This was excellent. Kudos to you. I applaud you. Masterful. Mastermind move here. Playing chess, not checkers. The ball's in your court, Joel Embiid, James Harden. And I hope y'all respond. I'll check y'all later. Peace.